Well, we are showing real respect for marriage in this act, don't you think? This is why China reversed their one-child policy. You cannot sustain anything at this level without procreation. We also see there was a study out just this week that fertility rates for men way down all over the world. And now we are codifying in the way that Roe versus Wade did. I think this is going to be used to start to discriminate against Christian organizations.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and let the whining and crying begin. The Democrats passed another landmark piece of legislation that should be an absolute no-brainer, the Respect for Marriage Act. But Republicans have to fabricate outrage out of thin air if they have to. And yes, they have to, because their entire base of support is built on nothing but hot air. Here, Beck supplies more of that hot air than anybody cares to know about, whining that his vision of a fascist theocracy in place of America hasn't come to pass yet. It was close when the fat orange dictator was in office, but Americans gave him the boot and are continuing to do so.
People born before 1946, 0.8% said they were gay. Baby boomers, 2.6. Generation X, 4.2. Millennials, 10.5, and Generation Z, 20.8. Come on.
And it's growing every year. And my question is, how much is enough? 30, 50, 60? Again, I mean, this has nothing to even do with religious arguments. You could be a San Francisco bathhouse guy, but someone's got to do the procreating.
The passing of the Respect for Marriage Act is a win for everyone. But just like the annual make-believe war on Christmas Republicans like to soil their undergarments over every year, alt-right mouthpieces like Beck are bound to push the same hollow arguments over and over and twice more when they've suffered a huge defeat. And Republicans suffered a huge defeat here.
Is Mike Lee right with his amendment, which failed? Is he right that this is going to affect all kinds of organizations where, you know, you'll lose your tax exempt status or whatever, and you'll have to hire people that are different. And, you know, if you're in a Christian organization, you know, you want to keep those values. You're not going to be able to keep those values.
Mitch McConnell voted against this bill, and he himself is in an interracial marriage. Hypocrisy bleeds red, it seems. Republicans and hypocrisy have been two peas in a pod since before any of us can remember. Beck and Republicans are going to try to push some religious argument to boil one-issue voters to fever pitch when they themselves are some of the biggest scoundrels slithering on this planet. These people don't care about the theocracy. They just care about the fascist part. The part where they boost themselves to godlike status in the eyes of their base. The part where their base hands them all power in unconditional surrender. Republicans all lusted after this prospect when it nearly came to reality on January the 6th. They got a group of imbeciles to risk life and limb to install them as permanent dictators and relegate themselves as humble servants at the mercy of their masters. That's a real cozy gig, and make no mistake, that's what Republicans want. And the pathway they see to achieve it is keep stoking violence, keep spreading lies, and keep pushing hatred. Racists and bigots are the most precious commodity Republicans own. And yes, I do mean own. Republicans pay people like Beck to turn out programmed drones to do their bidding and wage their wars. But this time, it's not going to work, and more people are wising up to these con artists every single day. The Respect of Marriage Act is a huge win for every person across America, and no thanks to the Republicans, of course. Connect the dots yet? I want you all to flood the comments section with congratulations to your Democratic reps in Congress who voted yes, and tag Republican lawmakers who voted no, so they can see this video and be shamed, because that's what they deserve. This is what deserves airtime, not the pathetic whinings of miserable Beck, and that's a fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.